Hey, Bill McDonald here. Today's tech tip is we're going to change out a Bob's Machine Shop hydraulic pump on the jack plate here. They come out with a new Gen 2 pump we're trying here, doing some prototyping on it. And it's really not that difficult to do. It's going to take you about 45 minutes to do, but you can do it easily by yourself. I'm going to show you a few of the tools that we're going to need to do that project with. Here's my variety of tools. It's a 3/4 inch wrenches. I got 2 of those, an offset and a straight. Same thing with a 9/16 a 3/4 inch socket and a 9/16 inch socket. A pair of side cuts, a pair of needle nose pliers, and a couple zip ties to put it back in. Here's our new Gen 2 pump from Bob's Machine Shop that we're going to replace right here. To show you here what I'm doing is I used a 6x6, and I've got the motor actually resting on that 6x6, so when I disconnect that hydraulic system, it keeps that plate from falling. On my particular model I have here, I'm going to have to lower the power pole brackets down, because you literally have to take this bolt and one of these off. This bar here has to come out, so we'll have to cut that zip tie right there. And then we'll disconnect the bolt right here on the top of the pump. And if you come down here below, we'll disconnect the bolt here on the bottom of the pump. So it's not really that difficult. It just takes a little bit of time and patience. Hey, what we're gonna do here is on these storage connectors, I hope I said that right, is I'm gonna mark this wire here. So you can see we got a green and a blue wire on there. So to make sure I get them back in the right spot, take a Sharpie and we'll put a G on that side, we'll put a B on this side. But on these storage connectors, my hole is not big enough to slide that through with this plug on there. So if you look directly inside there, there's a little orange piece inside there. Take a pair of needle nose pliers and you can reach in there and you pull that out. Now I can slide that through that hole a whole lot easier there. Okay, I've cut all the zip ties off. You know, here's my connector. Here, I just unplug this thing. I'm gonna pull that back through. When you start this thing, also disconnect. Once you get your jack plate set where you want, disconnect the negative on the battery so nothing's live on it. So here again, I'm gonna pull this little pin in here on this torch connector out. Pull that out. Pull a little spacer pin out. And just pull that wire, hopefully, right out fairly easy. Now we're gonna adjust the these jack plate brackets. I'm gonna lower those down so I can get those pins out. Okay, I took the 3/4 inch wrench and socket. As you can see here, I've dropped this plate down now. Now I can take this bolt out, loosen this one out, because this rod has to come out. So that's a 9/16 there. We'll take this bolt out, take the one on the other side, take this rod out, loosen this rod and slide it back, and then we'll take the pump out. Okay, you can see I've taken these two plates, the rod and the square bolt out of that, or rod out of there. So now what we're gonna do, we're gonna come in, we're gonna take this bolt out and take the bolt on the bottom I showed you earlier in the video. We'll take those 2 things out, and then the pump will be ready to pull out. Now we got everything unbolted. Pull it up and out of there. That's it. Now we're ready to put the new pump back in. Okay, now we got the pump back in, so it's time to start putting things back in. You know, make sure we got that bolt good and tight, bolt on the bottom. We got our wire ran back on the inside there. We got the Deutsch connectors hooked back up. Now all we gotta do is, like I said, put the threaded rod in the back and then the square rod into the front. So start that process now and keep things rolling right along. Now we got everything bolted back on. These rods are tight. This rod here, you want it loose enough that, you know, you don't want to sandwich it so tight that the plate won't slide. But then when you're ready, you just got to pull your power poles back up into place, and then leverage holds it pretty good. And I'll go back in here and start tightening these power poles back up. Once these 2 are back into place, put a few zip ties on, this project is done. Like I said, this is about a 45-minute project. It's easy to do. You can do it yourself. If you don't feel comfortable, take it to your local dealer and have them take care of it. At Bob's Machine Shop, it's the best jack plate on the market by far. Thank you.